Hello, everybody. My name is Graham Elwood. You are watching Political Vigilante Live Super Chat. It is Sunday, November 10th, 2019. Welcome to the channel. We go live every Sunday at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern Time in the United States. Karen M., what's up, Karen? And sometimes I take clips from these Super Chats and I sprinkle them out throughout the week. And I try to do a second live stream during the week sometimes, but that varies. But Sunday, 3 p.m. is always when we go. What's up, John? What's up, Hammed Asparagus? Ham Asgarpana? I don't know what that means. Chris Garrett, Jana Kelton, Sam Dean, Sarah Jane. What's up? Oh, I'm handsome. Thank you. Oh, you're sweet. Cato Jojo, Kilkenny B, what's up? Victoria Lawless, hello. Heather Johnson. When do I fly to Australia? I fly tomorrow night. Ron Placone and I go to Australia. Our first show is this Thursday in Melbourne. Caitlin Johnstone's probably going to be there. That show is almost sold out. That is the 14th. The 15th, we are in Adelaide. The 17th, we are in Sydney, and the 22nd, we are in Perth. So, what's up? Hello, Lauren Nicole. Hello from Texas. What's up? You made art inspired by all this. Cool. It's there's a coup in Bolivia. Oh man. It's so crazy, like what's happening in Lebanon, in Chile, now in Bolivia, apparently. What am I missing? Ecuador, France, like it's going off. It is just going off. I mean, people are it's like this mass rejection of neoliberalism and the ruling class just screwing us over. Because if you notice, I mean, each country has obviously its own specific things, but the overall is always this, like I heard people in the streets in Lebanon and in Chile saying the same things. We're tired of the ruling class, you know, the people in charge not giving us services, and we don't get this and this, and everyone's saying the same thing. It's insane, man. Yes, hello from Texas. Safe travels to Oz. We will tear it up. The world is ready and primed for revolution. See you at the Melbourne show. Free Julian Assange, right on. Some of there's an Assange organization, a Free Julian organization in Adelaide that is coming to our show, which is on the Friday the 15th in Adelaide. So if you're anywhere in Australia, some of these groups I've talked to and reached out to them, but if you live in Australia and have access to any sort of progressive lefty groups, you know, I don't know, I'm assuming there's some type of like a version of the Green Party in Australia, you know, have them come to the show, have them reach out to me. We can put a couple of people on the guest list for most of the show. So I'm excited to see you. To see everybody. Sweden checking in. What's up? Evo Morales, president of Bolivia, just resigned. Holy shit. Well, that is just, man, I'll try to do a video on that tomorrow as I like get more information, as if it comes, maybe tomorrow morning, there'll be some sort of article or salient, like cohesive thing telling me exactly what's going on. Cause I don't know much about the Bolivia situation. It's hard to keep track of all these revolutions happening. Hello, Schultze. What's up, Cat B? How you doing? Tatiana Harris, hello. What's up? Okay, Miss Kim, you're going to send me info. All right, thank you. People have the power. Why is Tulsi the only candidate to stand with 9/11 families? Yeah, I know. I'm glad Tulsi is talking about, you know, let's investigate what Saudi Arabia has had to do with 9/11. Let's reopen that up. Absolutely. You know, as Trump pulls troops out of Syria and then sends them to Saudi Arabia to guard oil tanks, it's like, you know, We need to call them all out. 120 people watching, 32 likes. Please smash the like button, everybody, and push this out on your social media. I just want to let everybody know too, like, so normally around at 5 o'clock Pacific time, 8 p.m. Eastern, Susie Dawson streams her show on this channel as well. But the next 3 Sundays, that's going to start a half hour earlier. So I'm going to end at promptly at 4:30 Pacific, 7:30 Eastern today. So Susie can do her 1 versus 5 eyes, which if you haven't watched it, please watch it. You want to know what's happening with the intelligence community? Watch Susie Dawson and her stream. And she has a team of people that really know what they're talking about. And I'm going to get either Susie or I think maybe Taylor Hudak, who I've interviewed on the show before, back on to go into Susie, like, so I will end promptly at 4:30 Pacific, 7:30 Eastern today, and then Susie will jump right in and please watch it. And it'll be right here on this channel. I let Susie has her own live stream, but I also let her put hers on mine as well. Progressives unifying across the globe. And yeah, she wanted to start a little early because she's all the way in Moscow and it's like a crazy time difference. And so she's like literally doing her stream at like 5 in the morning or some crazy shit like that. So it's like, I'm trying to help her out best I can. Let's see. Tulsi shut down Joy Bayer on The View. Oh my God, that was gold. That was beautiful. Joy Bayer, who I did a video on this, is repped by the same people that rep Anderson Cooper and the Clintons. Like, that's why Joy Bayer is doing it. It just shows. I'll do another video if you want, but like, go back and watch. I show you UTA and William Morris Endeavor, they rep the same, and the agents are people that have worked on the Clinton campaign. And so all their clients are all these people that have, anytime you see someone in the media smearing Tulsi, calling her Russian asset, an Assad apologist, it's coming from somebody that has the same agent. They all have the same agents. TYT, Anna Kasparian, same agent. They have the same agent. I don't have an agent. Well, I got a commercial agent, but he's not that powerful. I don't go on any commercial auditions. he's my host agent from a long time ago. Any news on the new 10,000 file Epstein filed up? The 10K. Yeah, I went through some of those Epstein files that got dumped last week, and a lot of them are just bullshit. The ones that I saw, there's probably more. I still need to go through everything that was dumped on August 9th. That was the unsealed documents about the Virginia Roberts case that Ghislaine Maxwell settled out of court, where we learn that Ghislaine Maxwell is a pedophile and a sex trafficker, and 2 years after she settled out of court, was invited to Chelsea Clinton's wedding. Clintons are fantastic people. Yeah. Shave your knuckles for justice. So many have been reaching out to me on social media. It's been so great. And I'm meeting the range of progressives is so fantastic to me, people's backgrounds and where they're at and who they are. I want to address this because I saw somebody post the OK Boomer thing. Let's get away from this fight. This generation is better or worse for several reasons. First and foremost, that's how the ruling class keeps us divided. So, oh, the boomers, they caused all this or whatever. It's just as ridiculous as, oh, these millennials eat avocado toast. Because let me tell you something, no generation is immune to the lies and propaganda. We're all victims of being born, especially in America, being born in the American empire and being born under the bullshit propaganda. I mean, I had to go all the way to Russia to see things to see the reality of Russia, because there's no way I can get real information here in America unless I watch RT America. There's just no way. So I don't want to get into that though. The boomers caused all the whatever, because you can make that complaint about any generation. I mean, every generation has a large section of people who didn't give a shit, caught up in the apathy of capitalism, consumerism, being a wage slave, and a handful of people fought to do the right thing. And then there's a group of people within each generation that actively work to fuck things up because they're greedy or whatever. So, because you can sit there and go, well, Hillary and Trump are both boomers. Yeah, but so's Bernie. So, and I can't sit here, I'm a Gen Xer. I can't sit here and go, wow, boy, Gen X, we really fixed it. Boy, Gen X really solved, we fixed it. I was in my 20s and politically active and, really wanted Jerry Brown to win in 92 in the Democratic primary, and he didn't, and Bill Clinton won, and I voted for him as the lesser of two evils against, Herbert Walker Bush. And then, then you got to start paying your bills. It's easy to protest when you're in college or whatever, and then you got to start paying your bills. And then, you check out, or you just pay attention a little bit, or, you get swept up in having the grind of having to pay your bills, and that everyone's doing that. I mean, I love seeing the millennials and even the, whatever they're called, Gen Y, the like Greta Thunberg group, get involved. It's amazing to see. They have to get involved. They're the ones who are going to inherit a post-apocalyptic nightmare if the climate collapse happens or continues or isn't stopped. It's happening right now if it's not prevented. So I just want to make that real clear. There's baby boomers doing great work, and there's baby boomers fucking shit up. There's Gen Xers fucking shit up and doing great work, and millennials doing great work and there's millennials fucking things up, and every generation has a wide swath of apathy because the system is designed to do that. The system is designed to make us all divided, distracted, and afraid. The system is designed to get us to check out. The baby boomers, when they were teenagers and in their early 20s, they were resisting, they were paying attention to civil rights, the Vietnam War, and women's rights and all this stuff. And then, the CIA got involved and introduced drugs and got everybody high. And the CIA helped shape the message of, hey, man, just free love and free sex and stop protesting was what that message was. So don't blame a generation. Blame the ruling class. Blame the ruling class for everything because they're the ones that have fucked this up. Blame the ruling class for everything. Let me say that again. Blame the ruling class for everything. And the ruling class has been doing this from generation to generation to generation. Blame them. They are the problem. Unite. All of us progressives, I'm here to tell you, 226 watching, 95 likes. Hit the like button. I'm here to tell you, from doing the Progressive Comedy Tour and Jimmy Dore Show live, progressives are anybody. It's someone who's, like I've had anybody, everybody, every age group, from teenagers to people in their 80s come to our shows, of every ethnicity, every socioeconomic status, every 40-year-old scientist, a 28-year-old stripper, a guy that runs a tattoo shop, a woman that does permaculture, like anything. I've had every ethnicity of person is down with this. Everybody is waking up. So let go of that, this generation, that just the okay boomer thing, man, let that go. That don't call out the policy, call out the narcissism, because there's narcissistic, power-hungry people that just want money and power who are in their 20s, who are in their 40s, who are in their 70s. Like, it doesn't matter. So we got to unify and call out the ruling class. Am I going to be with Jimmy in Portland in January? Not sure. Okay, Vigilante. Haha, Polish Hammer. You're the best. Okay, oligarch. Yeah, there you go. That's what we should be doing, Melissa. Okay, oligarch. Okay, pedophile sex trafficker. How about that? Yeah, love or hate Greta. People are now talking about climate change. It doesn't matter if you like her. What she's saying is true. Yeah. Oh boy, that's a big hide. Okay, pasta with Albuquerque. Excuse me. We're going to be in Albuquerque in May. Ron and I have some gigs at some, like, we're not calling these ones progressive, but we've got some like casino gigs in New Mexico or something like that we just landed, and we're going to try to find a venue in Albuquerque. So if you have or know of like 100-seat venue in Albuquerque, send us the information. Even if you don't know the people, just like, hey, try this bar or comedy club or that, because I don't know much of this. I haven't performed in Albuquerque in quite a while, and the last time I did, I think I did at college or something like that. So yeah. All right. Cheers to LA from Berlin, Germany. What's up? How about Asheville? Yes, Ron and I did Asheville a year ago, Asheville, North Carolina. We had a sold-out show. We'll be back there. We're going to do that region again. We did Atlanta. We had a great show there. We had a great show in Nashville. So we'll be doing that for sure. All right, let me... You just moved to Asheville from DC, right? I have a really good friend who lives in Asheville. I love Asheville. I got a couple friends actually live in Asheville. All right, let's answer some super chats. Let's talk to some super chatters. Boom, boom, pow. Great way to support the show, folks. Hit the super chat button. I get 100% of the transactional revenue, and YouTube demonetizes me frequently. Ugh. The Omar didn't vote yes on the Armenian genocide. That has been demonetized. The ABC journalist admits network killed 2016 Epstein story. That's been demonetized. God forbid any of the truth comes out about people. So that's what's happening with that. Hello. Let me go here. All right. Let's talk to some super chatters. I always get screwed up. Here we go. Thank you for supporting the show, everybody. These super chats really help what I'm doing. A lot of great ways to support the show. You can go to patreon.com/GrahamElwood. You can go to rockfin.com/GrahamElwood, which is a blockchain cryptocurrency platform. You can free ways to support the show are to watch the ads play all the way through on YouTube. If you press skip ad, I don't get paid. And then share this on your social media and, tell people, hey, look at this video, get more people to wake up to it. What happened? Oh, computer's being dumb. Balthazar 228, shave your knuckles for justice. You're making Gotham great again. Boom, look at it. Look at it. Is there anything that Tulsi or Bernie could do that would make you fully drop support for one in favor of the other? Well, if one of them just, I don't know. That's a really good question. I mean, I think if they just, well, if the DNC screws them and they both back some corporate like Liz Warren or Pete Buttigieg or whatever, or Biden, then I'm done. Then I'm going to go through. I've said that from the beginning. I will not back a corporate Democrat if they screw over Bernie or Tulsi. I just won't do it. So if they do that, I'm out. I'm out. I will vote third party again, or write in Bernie as an. I don't care. I won't back them. It's a fair question to ask. Balthazar 228 again. You've got a lot of knuckles to shave. Wait. There's free Julian Assange. I thought the industrial complex forced you to pay for that. Oh, dude, that's a great joke. It's a great joke, dude. You coined the term big kale. Well, that's fantastic. But Greta, every day you should wear makeup made from coal, Greta. It makes your face smile with the joys of fossil fuels, Greta. George Allen. If I start driving to Australia now, will I make it in time? Yeah. Yep. There's that highway that goes right from California all the way to Australia. Get on it, friend. It's great. It's a good highway. Fighting for progressive change, shave your knuckles for justice. Morales is a socialist, and the right wing, in conjunction with USA and the international banking system, created a successful coup. Wow. Yeah, this is why I can't even comment on what's happening in Bolivia, because I don't know the situation there, and you don't know. Is it the people rising up against a corporate, ruling class oligarch? That's a good thing. Or did the CIA back a coup because somebody wanted to nationalize the resources that the country owns and not let the ExxonMobil get it? Thanks for letting us know. Yeah, I'll try to stay on top and try to do some videos on it Monday if I can. So I fly to Australia tomorrow night. So I'm going to try to record a bunch of videos tomorrow that will drop Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And then once I get to Australia, then it'll be interviews, in Australia. Hopefully one with Caitlin Johnstone. Jedi Mullet 77, shave your knuckles for justice. Did you get the stickers and videos I sent you? I've liked V since I was a kid. It's about power and the people's response to it. If those were on the thumb drives, I got to be honest with you, I'm a little leery of when people give me thumb drives of opening them up. It's because I don't know what's on them. So, yeah, and I've had some people tell me, Graham, watch out. That's how the intelligence community, so I'm a little leery. So if you sent me a thumb drive, I have not watched it. I'll try to find a computer that's not connected to anything. Yeah, because I can't risk that. But thank you for supporting the show. Only in a video game. I was like, only in a video? Nice, only in a video game. Boom, shave your knuckles for justice. If you're not willing to fight to the death against those in power, your politics is just masturbating. Yeah. Mount MT unit or Mount unit, you're making Gotham great again. Beep. Great comment or question. Balthazar 228. Boom. Boomers isn't a generation, it's a mentality. Bernie has had a modern outlook since the boomer generation started. Yeah, I mean, look, he was protesting in the 70s. He was getting arrested, in the 70s. And yeah, it's a great thing. Boomer thing doesn't have to do with any age group. It just like that. You could apply that to teenagers on up to people in their 80s and everybody in between, of just that like me. That's an American thing. That's a Western thing. That's a capitalist thing. Capitalism makes us me, right? It starts, you're told you got to work. Our school systems are set up to make you like shift workers. You have to get that job. I have to beat you for we both have to audit for the job. We have to compete for that job. And then when I get that job, I got to work harder to make more money, and everything costs all this money. So I have to hustle. And so then capitalism creates a me thing. They want us divided, distracted, and afraid. And that's one of the ways they do it. If everybody's fighting for their own just to pay their bills and feed their family, then you're not going to get together if I'm in charge and rise up against me. I've got you all divided, and I can pit you against each other. Ooh, she might get your job. You better, like that. I pit you against each other. It's easy. That's what they've been doing. That's how they do it. It's a great point you made. Christian B, thank you for supporting the show. So Christian did a $2 super chat. If you are a YouTube subscriber, member, red, or whatever they call it now, you get one $2 super chat included in your monthly thing. So if you haven't used it already, you can do it right now, and it doesn't cost you any extra money. It's included in your $10 monthly fee. Focus on what brings us together. We're all angry. Oh, shut up, boomer idiot, with this fucking everybody come together. No, you're right. What if I just turn on you for the thing? No, you're absolutely right. And that's my point. You make a great point, Christian. Everybody gets together. Don't do the okay boomer thing. Because the okay boomer thing is just as dumb as the millennial avocado toast thing. We're all progressives. We're all getting screwed over. That's the point I try to make. And you know what I'm noticing? More conservatives, more Trump supporters actually, or Republicans or red staters, whatever you want to say, whatever range of that, more of them are actually willing to hear this progressive message. When I say, yeah, the Clintons are corrupt, the Democratic Party is corrupt, so is Trump, so is the Republican Party. The media is corrupt, all of them, not just Fox, not just MSNBC, all of it. They actually are willing to listen. That's how you unify people. That's why I think the Bernie Tulsi ticket is unbeatable. So when I hear like people online fighting, Tulsi and Bernie people fighting with each, I think that's preposterous. And I think the meeting that the two of those had in January of this year before they both announced, they both decided, like Bernie said, because not a lot of people knew who Tulsi, they didn't know who Tulsi was prior to the debates. And he said, just do your thing, be outspoken. Everybody knows who I am, but everyone needs to know who Tulsi is. And then you'll be my VP. So, and be careful of people that seem like they're deliberately dividing. It's okay to debate and even disagree on things. That's fine. But be careful of somebody that's in the middle of a movement who's starting fights and stuff like that, because that's the intelligence community. That's what they do. I was talking to Susie Dawson about this. She goes, Graham, I have no doubt that Antifa and the Proud Boys each have CIA intelligence people in there creating fighting so that the two of them fight with each other so that we don't get together. They want to keep us divided, distracted, and afraid. So it's okay to debate. I mean, look, we debate stuff every week on this show, which is great, and I love it. I love when you guys bring up stuff and we have debates, and maybe we don't agree on this, that, and the other thing, and that's okay. But when someone is just like fighting, like when I've had those people that clearly were trolls and they start saying the same thing in all caps, I always wonder, are they just someone that can't handle the statement, agree to disagree? They just can't live with that statement. They can't accept that statement. Or did the intelligence community go, let's try to disrupt this chat because he's trying to unify people of all walks of life? The minute all of us get together and go, them, those in power, up there, in that high rise, those billionaires, they're fucking us. The minute we all say that is the minute everything changes. And they are so afraid of that. Believe me, they are paying close attention to what's happening in Lebanon and Chile, and they're seeing this and going, oh shit. Trust me when I say that. Trust me. Yeah, CIA has been around since 47. That's correct, Jim Garrison. They were called OSS in World War II. And then, yeah, right around 47-ish is when they became the CIA, but it was just they sort of renamed the OSS. But I want to become a billionaire. Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's the 1% against the 99%. It's not a war between generations. Thank you so much for saying that. Remember, that's the battle. That's the war. The 99%, that's all of us. And we can not agree on every little particular thing. I got friends of mine who are like the people that I know that are big Assange supporters. That's why they love Tulsi, and they're critical of Bernie because he won't flat out say, "I will pardon Julian Assange." And I go, that's a fair thing to have, but acknowledge then it's Bernie is a good thing, and people who support Bernie, the people who are those of you on this who watch this who are like, "Hey, Bernie sold us out in 16. I'm really disappointed by that." I totally get that. And we can disagree on this little thing or how to do that, or even debate what's the best way to do it. But the fact that we all agree the ruling class is fucking us, that's where our strength is. That's where our strength is. Yeah. Nina Turner for VP. Oh, baby, I'm all about that. Personally, I don't know any billionaires, but let's face it, they're all crooks. Yeah, I mean, I've met some, but my question is, there's no way they got that $1 billion. You can work hard and come up with a good idea and make millions of dollars. To get billions, even if you didn't do anything like amoral, the system, the amoral system, the laws that were written by billionaires favor you. And if you want to lean on somebody or something, you get to do it. So I agree, man. 327 people watching, 182 likes. Please hit the like button, that thumbs up icon. If you haven't hit it yet, please hit it. If you've already hit it, don't hit it because then it can unlike you. Billionaire welfare needs to end. You got that right. How are you, Moose Gal? You don't become a billionaire ethically. That's completely true. Bernie said he'd stop the whistleblowers under the Espionage Act. Oh, okay. That is hashtag free Assange. All right, that's good to know. You have to move some grammar. You think the stream froze. How about that? Does that help? Has the stream froze? Bernie, Tulsi together, unstoppable. Tulsi should be Secretary of State, Nina VP. Yeah, any version of that. I mean, Bernie, Nina is an unstoppable ticket, and Tulsi is the VP, or Tulsi is Secretary of State. I agree with that too. But a Bernie Tulsi ticket, because that's the thing about the ticket, the president, vice president, is it like, can it get the most votes? And man, there's so many libertarians and center-right people and even conservatives that really like Tulsi, especially when she called Hillary Clinton queen of the warmongers. That's great. Let's see. Great chat comments. Yeah. And I try to get to the thing, like some people have been like, "Hey, Graham, I'm saying stuff and you don't answer my questions." And I try to get to everybody, but it's a good problem to have. This channel, 6-7 months ago, there'd be 150, 200 people watching. Now we have 300. We get up to 400 and 500 people watching, sometimes even 800. So I will answer all the super chats, but I can't answer all the questions. And if I miss something and you've been watching the show for a while, and I apologize, please don't take that personally. I'm not like shunning anybody. I'm just like, there's a lot of, it's flying by and I'm trying to get to it. Yeah. And so many of these things fly so quickly. Bernie Nina is unstoppable. Nina is so energetic and amazing. Yeah, Nina's unbelievable, man. In interviews and stumping for Bernie, she's fantastic. Tulsi has toxic haters. It could damage Bernie, in my opinion. Yeah, I see that, but then I feel like the Tulsi haters, they also are the any blue will do crowd. So it's like, if it's Bernie Tulsi, then it's still, they're going to still go, well, she's better and he's better than Trump, right? Isn't that their whole thing? That's why I think it's not as detrimental. I agree with you that there's a lot of haters, but I don't think it is as damaging in terms of getting votes in the general election. You know, because the primary and the general are going to be more than ever, two totally different ball games. Somebody says they love cake. Thank you so much. I've been with Tulsi from day one. I hope Bernie will do that. Gabbard is conservative and not anti-war. Yeah, I've raised that question before. I did a video earlier in the year about, is she too much of a hawk? I believe that she is anti-war, and the fact that she's talking very anti-interventionist is legitimate, and that's a good thing. But like I said, nobody gets a free pass. And I went through her website when she announced, you know, in like February or March, and I did a whole video on it and asked, is she a real progressive? And there's some questions that I have. Her sort of backpedaling on Medicare for All gives me some questions. But I personally think her foreign policy is better than Bernie's. That's why I think the two of them together would make an unstoppable team, you know? But why is Tulsi still in the military if she really is anti-war? Well, that's a great question. I think for me, what it seems like and what is that she's all about service. She is one of those people that joined the military to be of service to her country. And, you know, believes that the military, she was in a medical unit. The military could be out helping the world rather than causing all these problems and regime change wars. But that's a legitimate question to ask. You know, I've done a lot of shows for the military and I've met a lot of different military people, and many of them just want to do what's right. And they would tell me, oh, wow, you know, in Afghanistan, we helped get water wells and for this village, and we did security so girls could go to school because the Taliban was shooting rockets at girls' schools. So a lot of military people felt like we're you know, the noble reasons of America being the world's police force against the Taliban's crazy. They're evil and crazy. And there was people in the military like, I feel like I'm doing the right thing. I'm helping people, you know? And so I think there is that aspect, and I think that's in Tulsi. That's just what I've seen. You think the military is not service to the country, and that's a fine, you can have that opinion, but Tulsi and people within the military don't agree with you. They think that's how you're of service to your country, is you join the military. I feel like I was being of service to my country by going and telling jokes in war zones to people that in an all-volunteer military, regardless of my thoughts about Bush and even Obama and the bombing and all that stuff. So that's, oh, it's a tweet defending Bill Gates with saying he works harder and has 200,000 likes. Of course, yeah, the ruling class has done a great job to get people to defend billionaires. It's unbelievable, you know. And Bill Gates has ties to Epstein, from what I understand. And maybe I'll do a video about that. Yeah, and also Tulsi's a medic, as it was just pointed out. Yeah, it is. Yeah, no one would know anything if it was not for Julian Assange. Yeah, we have a poverty draft now. Yeah, I don't blame people who join the military either. That's a great point. All right, let's go back to some super chats. Where are we at here? Phil, thanks for supporting the show. Shave the Knuckles for Justice. I watch a public service announcement from 1966 in which Batman, Adam West, reads a message from LBJ praising young people and asking them to buy war bonds to help support our troops in Vietnam. Yeah. That's the war machine, man. That's, you know, the war bonds thing was so big in World War II. I mean, the whole country got unified in this. People had victory gardens, save your tin cans. There's an old propaganda poster from World War II talk about how you should carpool, right, to save gas and oil. And it said, when you ride alone, you ride with Hitler. And it shows this guy in a convertible and Hitler's sitting next to him. That's how powerful that stuff was. Keith M. What's up, Keith? Great to see you and Ron on Convo Couch. Reminded me of a comic book universe crossover with Justice League and the Avengers. Oh, right on. Yeah, I love Convo Couch, man. What Fiorella and Pasta are doing over there, I really like their work, and I got a lot of respect for them. And, you know, Johnny on the ones and twos, and they got a cool little setup, you know, and it's just kind of, I like being a part of this like independent, progressive media, you know, group, and we're on each other's shows, and it was really cool. Thank you. Shadow Zach 09, Shave Your Knuckles for Justice. The factory at work is starting a union where we are tired of being exploited by the management. Right on. That's cool. Are you creating your own union, or are you joining a pre-existing one? But good for you. And I'm telling you, unionize. The Whole Foods workers are unionizing. Everybody should union, whatever. You have a huge collective or worker cooperatives, whatever, some unifying to protect yourself. Because management, the ruling class, will stick it to the worker whenever they get the chance. Edwin Dunning. Thank you, Edwin. Shave Your Knuckles for Justice. Kashmira. Yes, Kashmira Swamp beat Amazon's $1.5 million to oust her. I was worried at first, but she came back. Ooh, I'm glad you brought that up. Let's do an episode in the middle of it. Oh, yeah. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to do the whole deal. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Political Vigilante. My name is Graham Elwood. So many of you know about the Seattle City Councilwoman who is an openly socialist, and she won last year, and she was up for re-election and was losing because Amazon put $1.5 million into the race, but she just declared victory yesterday, Saturday, November 9th. Here's what happened. This is a victory for all of us. She trailed by a large margin on election night, Tuesday, before passing challenger Egan Orion on Friday. I'm going to show you the graph in a second and how that happened. Amazon routed $1.5 million through the Seattle Metropolitan Chamber of Commerce's No Limit Political Action Committee, a PAC, to combat someone and other candidates. That's Jeff Bezos. Spent $1.5 million to defeat one socialist on a city council in Seattle. That's who Amazon and Jeff Bezos, that's who they are. Because we can't have a socialist on a city council. We might actually have to pay taxes. You know, Amazon. So this is what kills me about this greed. They'll spend this. So they'd rather spend money defeating a socialist on a city council that will make people's lives. She wants to get into rent control and help the home, because rents, like in Seattle, like in LA and San Francisco and New York and all these other cities all over the country, rents are getting out of control, right? They have a homeless problem in Seattle, like they do in San Francisco, like they do in Los Angeles, like they do in all these other cities. It's even more prevalent on the West Coast and in cities in the Sun Belt, because it's easier for homeless people to live on the streets when they're not 20 below outside. But there's homeless people everywhere. So they would rather spend money, $1.5 million, to defeat a councilwoman, rather than they don't pay taxes. They made $11.2 billion in profit. Okay? They made $11.2 billion in profit in 2018, paid $0 in taxes, and they get tax breaks. They don't want to pay taxes. They don't want to spend money on affordable, like Amazon. Jeff Bezos could go, I'm ending homelessness in Seattle. It's over. I'm building affordable housing. We're going to get people off the street. We're going to get them food and clothing and shelter and clean clothes and medical treatment and mental health and drug treatment if they need it and job training. I'm ending it. I'm going to end it. Nope. He would rather spend $1.5 million through some bullshit loophole to defeat one socialist on a city council. That's the mentality. That's why I say there's the ruling class and all of us. Doesn't matter what age group Bezos is in. Is he a boomer? Is he a Gen Xer? Who cares? Mark Zuckerberg, he's a millennial. What does it matter? They are the ruling class. They are the problem. This is what he would rather do this. God forbid he had to pay taxes. God forbid he made his own employees. God forbid he unionizes and makes millions of people's lives better. He could make millions of people's lives better and doesn't. He spends money like this. And he lost. You lost, Bezos. You spent your money. You think you can buy whatever you want, and you lost. Suck it, Jeff Bezos. Get on your knees and suck it, rich kid. Looks like our movement has won and defended our socialist city council seat for working people against the richest man in the world. He is the richest man in the history of the human race, not just at the top of the heap right now. He is the richest. I've seen numbers, 131 billion that he's worth. I've seen it as high as $158 billion that he's worth. He could peel off $3-4 billion and end homelessness in Seattle. He could take $10 billion, give all of his employees a union wages, healthcare benefits, and improve millions of people's lives. And he would still be able to have his homes and his jets and everything else. Here's what Bernie Sanders said when it announced Jeff Bezos and Amazon spent $1.5 million to defeat progressives like Vote Sawant. They should have kept their money. The people of Seattle want leaders who will fight to end corporate greed, to make big corporations pay their fair share, and for affordable housing. That's a big thing that she was fighting for, affordable housing. So you know how it seems dark sometimes, like we're getting crushed by the ruling class and everything else? This is what I've been saying this since I've been doing the show, since day one, for 2.5 years, since January of 2017. I'm saying, get involved on a local level. Get involved. Yes, getting a progressive in the White House would be huge, but this is big. This is a victory. You don't have to, I don't live in Seattle. You don't have to live there. This is a victory for all of us because you can do this. Seattle's a pretty big city, man. And you went up against Amazon and you won. The reason you won, there's more people in Seattle that give a shit than there are billionaire assholes that just want to pay to stick it to people. Jeff Bezos is so crazy and arrogant. He's a sociopath. Rather than help people, he would rather defeat a socialist, a woman of color. All the identity politics, see how quickly that goes out the window when you're threatening the ruling classes' disgusting profit margins? You see that? Oh, I'm sure he's all women of color and we got to defeat Trump and oh, we need diversity. Not if it's socialism. If it can actually help people, then fuck that diversity shit. We're going to just stick it to whoever gets in our way. Here's $1.5 million to go stop her. Oh, you lost, Bezos. You asshole. You rich asshole. Here's what happened. Tuesday night is election night. She was down 45-54, right? The socialist incumbent gained ground thanks to thousands of votes that were cast by Tuesday night but weren't counted right away. So basically, the progressives didn't vote early. And then look what happened. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, she passed him. And why did she declare victory? They haven't done counting all the votes. Yesterday, she declared victory. Why did she? Fewer than 1,000 ballots are estimated to still be tallied in District 3 according to King County elections. So on is up 1,500 votes. So even if every single one of these goes for some clown propped up by Jeff Bezos, it ain't enough. The people won. The people won. How do you live with yourself? What do you say when you're this rich to your kids? Well, I tried to stick it to homeless people and working class people, but I couldn't. Is there a kid around? I don't think Bezos has any kids, but don't you wish there was like a 3-4-year-old? You know how kids just speak very directly? But Daddy, why wouldn't you spend $1.5 million to help those people? Oh, shut up, pumpkin. Daddy's a weasel. So once said her immediate priority will be to pursue rent control, which is banned under state law, and institute a strong tax against businesses such as Amazon to fund affordable housing and other services. And this is how much of a greedy psychopath Jeff Bezos is. He would rather spend money to defeat a socialist than just pay taxes and fund affordable housing. Like, do you understand, Jeff Bezos? This country has been so deluded and tricked into loving billionaires that if you could be this viewed as this good guy billionaire. If you were like, no, Jeff Bezos, man, he made Seattle. Look what he's done. He's taken all that Amazon money. Oh my God, they've got affordable housing everywhere. All of his employees are paid well. And all that money that he's in, because giving your employees good wages, giving people affordable housing so 50% of their paycheck doesn't all go for rent. Right? It used to be you make it 20 to 25% of what you make is what you should spend on rent. They'd always say like a week's paycheck is what your rent should be. Now it's like 50%, 60%. So you could help make everybody's lives better. And everyone would herald you. Jeff Bezos, he's the best guy ever. Oh my God, Amazon's so awesome, Amazon Prime. And then he just gives all this money away. He helps all these people. No, he just can't handle, he's such a sociopath, like the Clintons and the Trumps and the Bushes and the Obamas. They're all the same. He can't handle having to pay taxes that would make people's lives better that won't affect him at all. It's not like if Jeff Bezos has to if Amazon has to pay taxes, then Amazon's going to go out of business. No, it's not. I applaud this. And again, so if you live in the state of Washington and not even her district, get ready and push for progressive state legislatures in the state of Washington that will help get rid of this current law that bans rent control. And institute a strong, there's no way you make $11.2 billion. You do business in the state of Washington. You don't pay any taxes, $11.2 billion. Washington should have no more homeless people just because of Amazon alone could take care of everything in the state of Washington, the whole state. But it's hard to do when you live in 4 houses. New York City, $7.7 million. Medina, Washington, $91 million. Beverly Hills, $37.3 million. Washington, D.C., $23 million. You need to live in Washington when you own the Washington Post and the CIA pays you $600 million. I'm sure she's a nice person. I'm sure she didn't marry him for his money. They're good people. Am I being too hard on the billionaires? $1.5 million he spent for one city council seat. This is a $75 million Gulfstream. This is Jeff Bezos' jet. Got to be a real shame if he had to actually pay taxes and help people not live on the street and have affordable housing, help working class people. I mean, if you start helping working class people, what's next? Not being able to jump with your jet ski? Jeff Bezos, everybody. A socialist won. Progressives won. This is a victory for all of us. This is why Ron Placone always talks about Gail McLaughlin in Richmond, California, a little city in California, that the city council seats had been bought up by Chevron because Chevron had an oil refinery there, drilling there, right? She got a progressive on the city council and started getting more progressives on the city council. And then they defeated Chevron. You can defeat these assholes. He's just one shithead on an overpriced toy. I've written these. They're a lot of fun. I can't afford one. I rented them, or I went to the person and said, hey, I'll give you free tickets to my show if you let me ride your jet ski. I think I did that in Lake Tahoe. It was a blast. But I wouldn't ride one of these just boom, boom, and then while spending $1.5 million to stop working class people from having decent living conditions. I don't know how you do this. I don't know how you do this and this and this and live with yourself. I don't know how you do it, but you lost. You rich punk, you lost. You get your ass kicked. Do you see how powerful it is that there's more of us than there are of them? Remind these dicks every day there's more of us than there are of you. You like living this way? Maybe we just seize this. Maybe we turn this into a shelter, a homeless shelter. Maybe we let 10 working class families live there instead of you. Like, share, subscribe, folks. Go to grahamelwood.com for all my tour dates. Australia this week, Ventura, California with Ron Placone, December 13th. December 14th, we're in Hollywood at the Sycamore Tavern. Get your tickets at grahamelwood.com. And a bunch of cities in 2020. We're going to Seattle. Hopefully we can get that socialist to come to our show. She might be too busy kicking Jeff Bezos' ass, which is a fine reason to miss a show. She might be too busy helping working class people to watch Ron Placone and I tell progressive dick jokes. grahamelwood.com, like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Oh, snap. See, we did a little in segment there. And that's going to drop tomorrow, too, for the people that couldn't make the live stream. Hello, citizens of Gotham. Shut up, pumpkin. Daddy's a weasel. Oh, man. I'm making millionaires cry. I'm sorry. Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He coveth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who, where is he? Absolutely. Cat B, what's up? Bezos is the reason working class Americans can't have nice things like Medicare for all and affordable housing. Absolutely. This is why we won. Get involved on a local level. Get progressives. If not someone you know, run yourself. Run for city council, run for school board, run for rent control board, run for state assembly. Get overwhelmed. There is more of us than there are of them. Get them involved. When you hear about candidates like this, back them. Volunteer a couple hours, even if it's just a couple hours a week. This is how we do it. This is how we do it. Let's read some super chats. Balthazar228, shave your knuckles for justice. When can I come to a week's work of tech support and stream upgrades for you and Ron and SoCal, pop filters, button setup, and more? Well, I'll be home almost all of December. If you really want to come out and help me with I could use some tech support, man. It's just me, and I'm not very tech savvy. You know, I know how to wear tight t-shirts and get vegan guns, but I'm not very tech savvy. Adam Niswonger, thank you for supporting the show. Looking forward to the show. Would be good to hear your thoughts on the 2 links I sent earlier. Okay. I'm not sure where those links are, Adam. Did you send them on this, or did you send them? No, you can't send them. Did you just email them to me? If you send me, I get a lot of emails, folks. I try to answer all of them. I can't get to all of them. I try, so it's just hard. I answer all my Patreon emails, and that's a lot. And I will answer all those. It's just me. The show is growing. We just crossed 56,000 subscribers. We're all making Gotham great again, which is awesome. And that's with YouTube throttling me. That's with YouTube demonetizing me. That's with YouTube unsubscribing folks like you. Make sure you're subscribed. But if I grow this channel, my goal is to keep growing this channel, to get hundreds of thousands of subscribers. My goal is to get 1 million subscribers. That's what I want. Because then I could have I could have some support staff. I could have people that would answer my emails and, say, oh, Graham, here, and I'd have a studio. I could put out way more content during the week, all that stuff. We're getting there, though. We've grown, man. A year ago, I had 10,000 subscribers. Now I got 56,000. That's all because of you. David Neubauer, boom. Thanks for speaking out about generation gap, grieving and stereotyping. They must all admit we are a product of our environment that we did not choose. Yeah, David, you're right. You know, we're all victims of, I always say this, we're all victims of our environment. We're all victims of the families we were born in, the towns, the cities, the states, the countries we were born in. We're all victims of that. Once you get to be an adult and start thinking for yourself, then it's up to us to try to wake up and get as much information as we can. And that's why you guys come to shows like this. That's why I read Truth Dig, and Caitlin Johnstone and all these people like that I follow and pay attention and get my news, which I'm sure all of you do, get your news at other sources. So that's what we got to do. Justin Baker, meow. You got it, friend. Sam Dean, today is Cookie Monster's 50th birthday. Really? Maybe I'll sing C is for Cookie as Shatner. C is for Cookie. It's good enough for me. Remember, I'm going to end the show promptly at 3:30 because right after mine, Susie Dawson, during her 1 versus 5 Eyes on this channel, 369 people watching, 308 likes. Yeah, so Susie Dawson is going to stream her show on this channel immediately following mine at 4:30 Pacific, 7:30 Eastern. If you want to learn more about what the intelligence community is doing, she is a great staff of people. She goes through painstaking research of intelligence documents. Nobody, to my knowledge, knows more about what the intelligence community is doing other than her, and that's why she interviews John Kiriakou and Ray McGovern and all these people, so check that out at 4:30. Cool Blue 71. Progressive Message works with good number of self-identified Republican voters because of common concerns like wars, economics, and Medicare for all. Yeah, that's my point. And you bring up a great point, is the progressive populist message is the best for the most people. Medicare for all, student debt forgiveness, free public colleges and universities, ending these ridiculous wars. Well, how are we going to pay for it? Well, if you think the MMT pill is too big for them to swallow, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, I have a whole MMT playlist. Watch that. It explains how everything is affordable. And we don't even need tax revenue to do it. But if that's too big of a pill to swallow, and I get it, it's a big pill to swallow, tell them, show them, look, plain dollars and cents. Bernie's Medicare for All plan costs $34 trillion. And when I say it's $34 trillion, our current medical system, our for-profit healthcare, costs $52 to $55 trillion. So Bernie's plan is already cheaper. Tell him that right there. Tell him student debt forgiveness is $1.5 trillion. That's the amount that the tax break that Trump gave to his billionaire buddies. So we get rid of that tax break, there's $1.5 trillion right there. Student debt's taken care of, right? Then you show them all of the companies like Amazon that pay $0 in taxes and get tax breaks on top of that. Get rid of those tax breaks, right? And make them pay taxes. There is hundreds of billions of dollars right there. And oil subsidies. There's tens of billions of dollars right there. See how it makes sense for them? Again, you study MMT, you really see how things work. But that's a big pill to swallow. But just show them the realities of those. Show them we outspend the next 10 countries combined. Show them coal workers aren't going to be out of jobs. There's actually going to be more jobs in a Green New Deal, in a real Green New Deal. More jobs are created, right? I did that video a week or two ago about how somebody created a thing. Algae can suck the CO2 out of the air. And I say, anytime I get one of those articles from you guys or find it myself that shows how a piece of technology can actually reverse climate change, tell them, look, if we put a bunch of money behind that and produce that on a mass scale, we put Americans to work. The federal government says every federal building has to have solar panels and wind turbines, and they have to be made in America by Americans. That resonates with working class people, especially red, conservative, Republican, red state, voters. Tell them we will create more jobs in the green sector than we currently have now. Good paying jobs. You transition the guy that works at the oil refinery or the coal mine, guy or girl, whoever, whatever, you transition them, same pay. That's part of Bernie's Green New Deal. You're making, let's say, 50 grand a year working in an oil refinery. You will keep that wage until we train and transition you into working in the green sector. There's more jobs. Spell it out, real simple dollars and cents, and it adds up. Yeah, it adds up. Christian B, thanks for supporting the show. A reminder for everyone to check what kind of primary your state holds. I almost registered as a Democrat before I realized Ohio's are semi-open. Well, here's the thing, Christian, though, I want to make clear here. A lot of people have brought this up on the stream in the past. I suggest registering as a Democrat in the primary, because what they did in 2016 in the primary, they purged people who had, like in California is an open primary state. So if you, and I, in the past, have never registered as a Democrat or Republican. I registered as what's called DS, declined to state, which is basically you're saying you're an independent. So you get a provisional ballot. They purged provisional ballots because they knew the majority of independents are going to vote for Bernie. 500,000 voters were purged in New York State in 2016. So I would suggest register now as a Democrat so that you get a regular Democrat ballot and vote. So your ballot looks like everybody else voting in the primary. And what I do, like I have a state, California is a vote by mail state. So unless I'm literally traveling on election day, which sometimes happens, I avoid, in California, I can't speak for any other state. If you get a vote by mail and fill it out and then go to the polling place, walk to the front of the line and just go, this is done, and watch them put it in the ballot box and then get your I voted sticker. That's my suggestion. Matt Clark, boom. Shave your knuckles for justice. This Trump supporter loves to listen to your commentary. I don't trust any media or politicians. See you next time you're in Philly. Matt, thank you. You know, and I appreciate you saying that and watching this. And this is the thing that is starting to happen, is more people are waking up to this. Because I'm not a fan of Trump. That's probably pretty obvious, but the whole system is broken, and I will criticize the Democrats as much as I can. And so all the people on the left that are like, oh, Trump's awful, I go, the Democratic Party created a situation, and thank you for being willing to hear a different point of view. I'm willing to listen to reasonable people, man. I really am. Even if we don't agree on everything. I got friends of mine that are Republicans. I got friends of mine that are libertarian, and I want to hear reasonable people. And I said this, the diehard Hillary Clinton types and the diehard Trumpers, neither of those groups are willing to listen to any reason. It's just the Hillary people, they get crazy. So Matt, thanks, man, for supporting the show, saying that, and coming over here and listening to a different point of view. Even though I'm sure there's stuff I say that you don't agree with, I appreciate you willing to come here, and that's what I'm talking about, Matt. Because you're part of the 99%. And Bezos and the billionaires and the politicians that they control, like Trump and the Clintons and the Bushes and the Obamas, they're all corrupt, man. All of them. Thank you for being honest, dude. I really appreciate that, and I hope to see you in Philly again. I really like it. Brian McManus, shave your knuckles for justice. You're right. It's divide and conquer. We need more Fred Hamptons. Right, Bernie? And if they screw him, no matter who he says to vote for, hashtag Bernie or else. Yeah, I agree with that. If they screw Bernie over and he says vote for Buttigieg or whatever, I'm going to write Bernie in. That's what I will advocate on this show. Write Bernie in. That's what I'll advocate. Because I'm not, that's what I would say, write Bernie in. So, which would be amazing. What if he won by write-in votes? What if that happened? The next election they'd get rid of it. Or something they'd try and he'd be president and it wouldn't happen. But wouldn't that be awesome? Wouldn't that change everything? Wouldn't that just tell the ruling class, You better let this happen, because if you don't, letting Bernie win is the last hope you have of us not stringing you up. Balthazar 228, can members of the 1% that see the guillotines coming and see progressive less as the only sustainable way forward join? Yeah, exactly what I just said. That's the thing. They better wake up to this, because there's hundreds of thousands. I retweeted this tweet from Sarah Abdullah showing hundreds of thousands of people in the street in Chile. Hundreds of thousands. It's a matter of time before that happens here. And it won't just be on a Saturday with people wearing hats saying and flyer, posters saying if Hillary would have won, we'd be at brunch. It'll be angry people mad because they're going to start losing social services. They're going to start losing. There's another recession coming. The Fed can try to hold it back, and Trump can try to hold it back, all because he knows, every president knows, if a recession happens while you're in office, it's hard to get reelected. But it will be because Obama did nothing, because Bush did nothing, because Clinton deregulated the banks. I mean, they've been doing this, both parties have been doing this shit for 4 decades. It's coming. Hundreds of thousands of people in the street, general strikes, shutting stuff down during the week, just things coming to a stop. It'll happen. It'll happen. Media Maven. Jason Berman's reported this earlier. Don't hold breath, but hope for justice. Shave knuckles now. Look at the link below. We'll see. Where's that? Look at the link below. We'll see. All right. All right, gang. Running out of time. Adam Gillick. I think Trump is to conservatives what Obama was to progressives. Obama sold out and Trump did as well. Hopefully both camps can unite in 2020. Yeah, absolutely. That's a great point. And this is why the Democrats that are just like, Trump's bad, Russia, Trump, I go, you're so dumb. And I said this on Crosstalk when I was on RT, which Peter Lavelle is a conservative, right? And I was on this panel with the DNC, someone from the DNC, and a conservative, and I was the progressive guy in the middle, which just meant I was the furthest to the left. And I said, look, if you want to defeat Trump, don't say Russia bad, Trump bad, bad Russia. Go to Trump voters and say, he gave a $1.5 trillion tax break to his billionaire buddies. He didn't help you out. His trade tariffs with China have actually hurt farmers. He's hurt farmers. All the flooding in the Midwest, what has he done to help that? That's due to climate change. We only have 50, I did a story of this in the late spring, early summer. Only 58% of the crops got planted because of those flooding, which means now we're in harvest season. Harvesting's probably almost done now. I don't know, I'm not a farmer, but I'm sure we're getting close to it being done if it isn't done already. So that means 42% of the crops didn't happen. That's gonna, prices are gonna go up. Might even be food shortages. Trump didn't do anything about that, right? Where are all the jobs he said he was bringing here? He said he was going to end all these ridiculous wars. He upped the troop count in Afghanistan, right? Okay, pulled people out of Syria, which I was in favor of. I am in favor of. I think he could have maybe done it a little smoother, but I'm glad he pulled out. And then he sent them over to Saudi Arabia. He was critical of Saudi Arabia when Obama was in office. He sold them $100 billion in weapons. Obama sold them $113 billion in weapons. Called Trump out for those things, how he promised stuff. He ran an anti-interventionist campaign. And sure, conservatives are trying to say Trump hasn't started any new wars. Oh, wow, he's kept the current 7 ones going. He doesn't get the Nobel Peace Prize for that, even though they gave that to Obama and then went to office and took us from 2 wars to 7. So maybe the Nobel Peace Prize isn't the best award to think of anymore. But that's what you do. You go to Trump supporters and say, this Trump promised this, he hasn't delivered. Just like Obama promised us hope and change and all this other stuff. Oh, he's going to pull everybody out of Iraq and Afghanistan. And he kind of did, and then just drone strike the fucking shit out of the Middle East. He dropped more bombs than Bush, Obama did. And say Trump's on record to break Obama's bombing record. I can't keep track of all the ruling class warmongers that occupy the White House because the corporatists put them there. Balthazar 228, Robespierre didn't guillotine himself. Dude, you're a good joke writer. Pete D, what's up? Shave your knuckles for justice. When you get to the billionaire status, it's no longer about money. It's all about power. Yeah, because you run out of, it's a drug, right? I got to get more money to buy this. But then when you have endless amounts, you get the big house and the yachts and the planes, and it's never enough. It's never enough. So then you have to have power. Then you want to be able to say, oh, I created this election. I swayed that. I put those people out. I got that indigenous group off that land so I could drill. Or the crazy, oh, I got to rape and traffic children. And woo, and then I'm Epstein or all that fucking crazy group. Again, he was friends with Trump and the Clinton. Like, ugh, maggots. Jedi Mullet 77. If you're in the, shave your knuckles for jealous. For jealous? Shave your knuckles for justice. I forgot my own saying. Make Gotham okay again? What is it? If you're in the military, you can't exactly put in your 2 weeks notice. So much for the theory of Epstein ran over by Williams and McCaskill in an F-150. Oh, shave your knuckles for justice. And Epstein didn't kill himself. Smash Dragon 11, boom. Thank you for supporting the show. One, her replies say taxing equals stealing. It redistributes. Okay? Yeah. Taxing equals stealing. Yes, that's part of the MMT thing. Tax is theft. B-Dub! What's up? Shave your knuckles for justice. Richest person in history is Mansa Musa. Okay, fine. So we're splitting hairs. Bezos is still rich. One of the richest ever, and he's a dick. There. Kilkenny B, what's up, Kilkenny? Always great to see you here. Thanks for supporting the show. Only in a video game. I cracked your code. You're making Gotham great again. Progressives like World War II because it involved bombing European nationalists, but bombing non-Europeans they're against. Jedi Mullet 77, boom. Warren will have a centrist, pro-corporate, neo-lib piece of shit as a VP pick. Yeah, good luck with that plan. Oh, of course. Warren, I mean, I don't know. How many times in this hour and 20 minutes that I've been talking and she switched her side on Medicare for all? The 5, I mean, like every 10 minutes, she's got a new plan. Wow. She is, I've said this before, she was a Republican until she was 47. I turned 50 in August. 3 years ago, I was not a Republican. So don't tell me you're some big progressive. Like, don't tell me that. I don't want to hear it. Like, she doesn't have, she just says what Bernie says, and then she has like this watered down version of his plans. She stood up. She says she's all about resisting Trump. She voted to give him an extra $80 billion for his war budget in October of 2017. And Cory Booker signed on with it, and Tim Kaine and 2 other Democrats. She says, resist Trump. Trump is awful. Trump is awful. Until Trump says this will never be a socialist country, it'll always be a capitalist country, which he said at the State of the Union in February. She stood up and clapped. Tim Kaine stood up with her. Bernie sat down. That's who she is. She says resist, but push comes to shove, she'll stand and clap for capitalism, doesn't care who says it. She's a fake. Big Baby Zubas, what's up? Have you seen FirstNet? Net neutrality died for that. Boy, I didn't know about FirstNet. But I'll check that out. Big Baby Zeus again. Boom. JD Wentworth. It's Bezos' money, and he wants it now. That's great. This is iced tea. I just want people to know I'm not drinking either. This isn't either whiskey or urine. Jason Weymouth. Thank you for supporting the show. 1.5 million is chump change to him. Yeah, that's why it's so offensive what he did. Why would you just can't handle losing? You got to have power. You don't want to help people. 1.5 million is nothing. That's nothing. Somebody get out a calculator. What percentage of $150 billion is that? 1/10 of 1%? Like, fuck. Jim Garrison, boom. Thank you for supporting the show, Jim. Shut up, Pumpkin. Daddy's a weasel. Graham's new sitcom. Thursdays at 8. And shut up, Pumpkin. Daddy's a weasel. You know, one of those wacky. George Allen. Shave your knuckles for justice, George. Good luck in Australia. Have a great trip. Yeah, we're so pumped. So if you're in Australia, November 14th, we're in Melbourne. The 15th, we're in Adelaide. 17th, we're in Sydney. 22nd, we're in Perth. The Melbourne show is almost sold out. Like, it might sell out any day now. So if you don't have your tickets, get them. And pretty decent ticket sales in Sydney, and all the cities have decent ticket sales, but Melbourne is about to sell out. Oh shit. There we go. Finding Neo, boom. Shave your knuckles for justice. Bezos is real life Lex Luthor. Have you seen how yoked he is? Yeah, he probably drinks virgin's blood or something. Ugh. Yeah, he is Lex Luthor. Jeff Bezos is Lex Luthor. Please make that meme and send it to me on Twitter or something so I can retweet it. A Mares. Shave your knuckles for justice, A Mares. I'm having an okay boomer moment right now with my dad. It's so defeating to have my favorite parent look down and chastise the movement. Can you talk about... Can you talk about any similar experience you've had? I also get that, yes, the generations will fight each other, and they've always kind of done that in modern history. And you know, the boomers, when they were teenagers, had this like never trust anybody over 30. You know, all adults are bad. They had this like vibe on that. So I don't know. I was fortunate in the sense that my dad, you know, college professor, and he would always, the most he would ever say is that it's just a generation gap. He never was one of these yeast kids today, because he taught kids. He was a professor, so he taught, you know, teenagers and people in their early 20s, and even his grad students who were in their 20s. He still, you know, he taught kids, so he just thought, oh, and he just had this thirst for knowledge. So I don't know. When I've had, well, I remember this. You know, yes, Amers, this is a great experience. Shit, I got to go soon because Susie's starting at 4:30. When I was in college, I had one of my professors give us these kids today, you don't respect anything. And I remember going, hey, man, you guys created this world. We just came into it. I'm not even a full-fledged adult yet. Like, I don't, you know, I was like 19, and I can't even legally drink. You'll let me go to war, but I can't legally drink. You guys created this world. Why are you mad at me? What did I do? That's what you say. Not okay, boomer, or your generation's bad, but hey, we're all responsible for this. The previous generation, I mean, I think it was, what indigenous tribe? Is it Iroquois? Anyway, they were like, we think of every decision we make is for the next 7 generations. And capitalism tells all of us to just think for yourself and not think of the future. The fact that there's older people who are just like, climate change isn't real. Like, you don't care that your children and grandchildren are going to be living in a hellscape? I don't know, man. That's what I would say. Balthazar 228, hashtag Clinton did nothing right. Yeah, God, NAFTA, jailing a bunch of black men. Sanctions on Iraq that killed 500,000 Iraqi kids that Madeleine Albright said in a 60 Minutes interview, had to be done, sorry. That's Bill Clinton. Annabelle Corley, what's up, Annabelle? We will see you in Australia next week. The New South Wales Premier has declared a state of emergency ahead of catastrophic fire conditions predicted for this week. Oh, shit. Wow, all right. We all know that it's big kale. Yeah, it's not climate change. It's big kale. It's the vegan smoothie lobby. And probably the cat lobby, which owns Ron Placone. He is compromised. Thanks for letting us know that, Annabelle. We'll see you soon next week. I can't wait to go to Australia. I'm sorry there's fires there. It's awful. I live in California. I know what that's like. All the more reason to really battle climate change and talk about it and not give up on it. You know, what they did in Seattle, you can do in Melbourne. You can do in Adelaide. You can do in Omaha. You can do in Dallas. You can do all over the place. Postmodern art, boom. Yeah, Warren was just a young and naive 47-year-old girl. Absolutely. Balthazar 228, shave your knuckles for justice. Elizabeth's warranty. Elizabeth's warranty has expired. Nice, Balthazar. Which states will Bernie have trouble in the general? Great question, Rockley. Shave your knuckles for justice. Well, you got to understand any blue will do people will vote for him. So all of the blue states he'll win. He will actually campaign in Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania, unlike Hillary. Hillary didn't campaign in those states and then blamed Russia. Great. I think, you know, some of the purple states, but I don't know. I mean, if he gets Tulsi or Nina as his VP, I think they're going to really talk to working class people. I've said this before. There was a poll out in a head-to-head in Texas. Trump versus Bernie. Bernie wins. Bernie wins. I think he snatches up purple states because his message helps the most people. The Democratic Socialists of America, you know what state they've opened up the most new chapters in the last 3-4 years? Texas. So if Bernie flips Texas, he'll get all the regular blue states because all of the any blue will do crowd will vote for him. If he gets Texas, it's over. That's 38 electoral votes. That's like a Democrat losing California or New York. It's over. So I think, you know, some of the purple states, Ohio, Florida, he might have some trouble in, but I think push comes to shove, his message, and he's going to campaign everywhere. He's popular everywhere. Hillary ran the worst campaign. Trump went to every little town, every little red state, every little place. And with Nina, so in 2016, it was the lowest black voter turnout in 20 years because they were like, hey, we had a black president for 8 years and he didn't do much. Nina Turner stumping for Bernie? Come on. He leads with black voters, with Latino voters. He's going to go to every college campus. Everyone there is 18 or older and say, your student debt's over. They're going to vote for him. Working class people, a Green New Deal. He's going to go to places that have been ravaged by NAFTA, ravaged by climate change. The Texas coast has gone underwater. I mean, the really red states, Mississippi, he's not going to win Mississippi. He's probably not going to win Utah. You know, but he might grab Alaska. He might grab Wyoming. He might, you know, like West Virginia. He won West Virginia in the primary in 2016 and they screwed him. So anyway, folks, Balthazar 228 is our last one. Wait, Hillary campaigned in 2016. I thought that short balding man was the only one on the podium giving a platform of substance across the nation. That's hilarious. All right, you guys are fantastic. This was so fun. I want Susie to start live. So this is so great. Thank you for letting me, for taking time out of your day on your Sunday or Monday if you're in Australia to listen to what I have to do. I really love doing this. It really means a lot to me. I do this every Sunday at 3 p.m. and I will stick to that while I'm in Australia, which means it'll be Monday morning in Australia, but I will stick to Sundays, 3 p.m. Pacific. Ron Placone and I, there's a debate, I think on the 20th or some 21st, a Democratic debate. Ron Placone and I will go live immediately after from whatever Airbnb we're staying at in Australia. So thank you everybody who supported the show. Thank you for liking, subscribing, 359 likes, 323 people watched. You all are fantastic. Stick around. Susie's 1 versus 5 eyes is starting right now. Shave your knuckles for justice. You're making Gotham great again. We'll see you in Australia. I'll sing karaoke for you live at the show, Sam.